everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got such a fun video. I used to love watching these like back in the day when YouTube first started. All of those videos like what's in my bag, monthly favourites, even videos where people would go through their MAC lipstick collection, all of that like classic YouTube stuff I absolutely love. And so today I'm honestly so excited to be filming one of these. Like I used to watch them all the time. Anyway, I'm going to be filming a what's in my work bag video, and I've had a few questions about how I stay organised at work, so I'm going to kind of incorporate that into this video as well. And you will see that I have quite a few things in my purse. Am I American? They all are very, you know, useful and I need it every day for work. To be honest, I'm hoping after doing this video there'll be a few things in my bag which I'll kind of get rid of or like throw out, because I haven't put anything in my bag extra. This is how I left my bag on Friday, and yeah, so we'll just see what's in there. I hope there's nothing like grimy or anything like that. The bag that I use for work is this Tory Burch bag. I don't know what it is because my mum got it for me. She got it from Bista. Bista is a outlet store and they have loads of different designers there. I'm a sucker for designer bags and purses. It's probably like the only item that I would buy designer bags and things like that. It's a nice like I think it's called a Saffiano leather, where it's got kind of like ridges, and I think that's really good to have on a bag that you use for everyday use because it makes it more durable. You're not as likely to have like scratches through it. Mine is holding up pretty well. I'm just checking the bottom. Yeah, like even the bottom is doing amazingly. The bag is split up into 3 sections. So you've got this section here, then you've got this middle section which zips up. It's slightly padded so you can put a laptop in there, and then you've got a third section here. There are pouches on either side. So it's got this hook which I use sometimes for my keys, which is quite useful. Now that I've showed you guys the actual bag itself, I'm going to show you the contents, and I don't really know where to start with this because my bag is pretty messy, but I'm just going to start pulling stuff out. So in the side pockets, we'll start off there. Unfortunately I have an old mask, which you shouldn't really keep these masks, they're single use, but for some reason that's in there. Naughty me. I've got my work lanyard, and I used to wear it around my neck to and from work, but I heard stories about people trying to like take NHS badges because we used to get huge jump at the beginning of COVID. Now we don't get that, but people apparently were getting mugged for their NHS badges, which is crazy, so I keep that in my bag now. I have my headphones for my work phone, and usually my work phone would be in my bag, but it's charging at the moment. I've just got some hand cream. This is some chamomile hand cream. It's from the Philippines, from Watson's there. Watson's is basically like a super drug out there, but I really like this cream and it's pretty essential at the moment when we're all washing our hands so much. I've got a £2 coin. I've got my lip balm, which I absolutely love. Like I can't go anywhere without lip balm, especially at work. I just like having it there with me. This one's from Burt's Bees and it's the honey flavour, and oh, it smells so good. Oh, I've also got a couple of pen lids without the pens, that's great. And I've also got this stone / crystal. I used to be really into crystals like when I was on my placement, and I think I used this during placement, you know, now that I think about it, hence why this is still in there. But I think this is meant to keep you calm and stuff. Don't know if it works, but I've just always had it in my bag. Okay, so if I go into the other section, I've got some lip products. I've got this Revlon Ultra HD matte lip colour in HD Seduction, which I love. This is my favourite kind of colour, and this is really long wearing, so I like it for work. But obviously because we wear masks at work, there's not much point in having it. I've also got my Clarins Eclat Minute. It's kind of like a lip gloss, but it's got colour in it and it feels so good on your lips. It's like a gloss but so much better. Like it feels so soft. I can't describe it. It's not sticky at all, but I like having that. It's just really nice on the lips. I've got a pen. I always need pens at work and just about, especially now during the pandemic. No one gives out pens anymore, obviously for hygiene reasons, but it's just good to have a pen, even more so nowadays. And then if we go into this section, one of the main sections, I've got my water bottle. This is actually new. If you saw my last vlog, you would have seen that I got this from Costco. Big fan of this Thermoflask brand. My last water bottle was from there, and their water bottles basically keep your water cold for 24 hours and hot for 12 hours, and I like my water hot a lot of the time, so this is really useful. My last one had a straw at the top and it used to get really grimy, so the reason why I got this was because of the kind of open mouth lid bit, and it's really secure. It's never ever spilled in my bag, and I love this water bottle so much. Like, this brand, it's fantastic. I've got some masks. These are the ones that I have to use when I'm doing home visits, so they're like kept in a sterile bag. I probably should put them in my PPE kit in my boot, but I just did training last week, hence why they're in my bag. I've got my glasses, just my standard work one. They're really grimy actually now that I'm holding them up against the light. That's gross. Okay, and in this little clear Clinique cosmetic bag, I've just got some medication and other bits. So I've got some chesty cough tablets, and this, oh my gosh, so at the beginning of the year when I came back from the Philippines in like January, I had the worst cough, fever, and looking back it probably was the virus now, but I had to go to work with these because I just started my job and I was like coughing all the time. It was gross. So I've got these, which are the Potter's chesty cough pastils, which are like the best. They're so good. They stop you from coughing. Like, it's, I don't know how it works, but amazing. I've got some paracetamol because I don't go anywhere without paracetamol. Like I said, I'm very prone to getting headaches. I've got quite a lot of back issues and just a lot of chronic pain, to be honest, and so I need to go around with paracetamol all the time. I've got some ibuprofen here, which I think is actually empty, so that can go and be replaced. I've got my Moon Cup. This is a travel size perfume carrier, so it holds I think like 50 ml, but you just spray your own perfume into the bottom and then you can take it on the go. And I think at the moment in this I must have, I think I've got La Vie est Belle, which is my favourite perfume probably ever. I love that. I might put some on now. I've got a Singular glove, which can probably go. At the beginning of the pandemic I was using gloves in some situations, but I don't need them anymore, so that can probably go. I've got some hair bands because you never know when you're going to want to tie your hair up, especially when your hair is long like mine. And of course the essential hand sanitizer. I've got loads of receipts at the bottom, which is actually kind of embarrassing. Just loads of receipts. A spare card holder thing for my lanyard, which I don't need. And now in the middle pocket is where I keep all of my papers and things, so if I'm doing any assessments, or none of them have patient information on there, by the way. I don't take that out of the house. We have to carry it in a secure kind of folder thing. That's really important, especially now within the pandemic because people are working from home and things. But anyway, this stuff is just all like papers, either blank assessments or some like CPD stuff, as in like stuff for my learning. So in here I've got the person spec for the clinical doctorate. I've got some spare mood screens. It's just good to have them on me because I use them all the time. I've got the scoring instructions for some of the cognitive assessments that I use. So it's just random bits and bobs like that. I then have this black folder. This has all of the stuff from my induction, which I don't really need anymore. And it's got like, yeah, just the introduction to the service, the blank cognitive assessments that I could like go through them and practice them. So to be honest, this can go. This folder is from years and years ago when I used to work at Paper Chase. It was my first job ever, so I must have been 16. I used to get such a good discount, and these have held up very well. And to be honest, they should have done, because Paper Chase is expensive. I've got more assessments. I've got a template for a life story book, which is something that I've been using recently. A poster on different strokes to help myself at work, so it's a very helpful bunch of papers. I need all of them, but I probably could get rid of some. And that's the middle section done. And this is where it gets a bit ridiculous. I have 3 notebooks in here, which is very excessive and is probably what's weighing me down a lot in life. I've got my 2020 diary, which is essential for work. Now, for my personal life, I tend to just use my phone, and then this is all to do with my work stuff, but I will sometimes put personal stuff in here, it depends how I feel. But I really like this notebook because at the beginning of each week it's got a kind of week view, and then you've got a day to a page kind of format. And I got this in the Philippines, or my cousin got it for me as a new job gift, and I love it. It really just means the world to me. She's written some cute notes in the front for some encouragement for my new job, which I just love it. I love this diary, and I'm probably going to keep it forever for sentimental value. That's kind of the main thing that keeps me organised at work. I tend to have a to-do list at the very top, and then at the bottom of the page I will have written 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, and so on and so forth, so that I can time block my day, and it's so helpful. It means that I can get everything done. Say for example I have a cognitive assessment at 10, obviously I'd put that in the time blocking bit, and then any other tasks that I have, such as emails, which might take me 30 minutes, then I'll put them all into that time blocking kind of schedule. I then have these notebooks, so there is logic behind all of this. This one I use for my like CPD, so my professional development and writing notes on different papers and articles and webinars. And then these two notebooks are used for the same thing. These are just my everyday work notebooks. I put everything in here. One of them is an old one and one of them is my new one. And I probably could get rid of the old one now, but sometimes I look back at my old notes if there's something that I need. And in here I will write literally everything. Notes from team meetings, my supervision, notes, prep for some of my sessions with my clients. Literally anything and everything to do with work goes in here. I don't go anywhere without this at work. In terms of if I have a meeting, this comes with me. If I'm with a client, this comes with me. Everything is in this notebook. And what I really like about this notebook, and what I would suggest if you're starting out as an assistant psychologist or if you are just working in healthcare, get a notebook that can flip around like this and that has a hardback. Because if you're walking around the wards or just around your clinic or wherever you work, it's nice to have something that you can lean on and be standing up, you know? And you won't be able to do that as easily if you were writing in a book like this, where you can't do that. It's just a bit fiddly. I don't know if I'm being a bit dramatic, but I just think it's a lot easier to have a ring-bound notebook for work. And just a few organisation tips for when you start your job as an assistant psychologist is to always bring with you your notebook and your diary wherever you go to any meeting, because you'll probably need to write things down. You don't want to be there like scrambling for a spare bit of paper and a pen. That's another thing. Bring a pen with you everywhere. I've done that before and it's an easy mistake to make, because you go into a meeting thinking, oh, like I'm not an important part in this meeting, I'm just kind of there to like listen and learn. But you might be asked to take notes, you might be asked to take the minutes, you might be asked to do certain actions from that meeting. So just bring your notebook everywhere. And also it helps because even if you're not an active member of that discussion, if there's a word that comes up and you have no idea what it means, or even like an abbreviation, Lord knows in the NHS there's always abbreviations for things like MDT, MASS, WENK. All of these words are used in my role and I had no idea what they meant at the beginning, so it's just useful to have a notebook with you to write those down, and then after that meeting you can ask what those mean in a more appropriate environment, such as supervision or with one of your colleagues. That's my main kind of like organisation tip for being an assistant, is just write everything down. That way you don't forget it, you don't get confused. Also, you'll be using an online calendar as well, so make sure your online calendar and your paper diary match up. Obviously when you're in a meeting you don't have your laptop with you and you don't have access to your online calendar, so it's very important that your paper diary is exactly the same as your online one, so that when you're in a meeting and someone asks, oh, like when should we meet next, you can just be like, yep, here are the dates that I can do. It's just helpful, it makes things easier, and you just don't want to be a liability when you're in these meetings, especially as an assistant, when you're trying to like impress people, I guess, and you're trying to just do your best work. Okay, and that, as you can see, that is it. That's what's in my bag for work. I also have my work phone in there and my normal phone, but obviously you guys don't really need to see that, you know what phones look like. But yeah, let me know if you guys like this video and please subscribe for more content like this. My email is always in the description bar below if you have any questions about the AP application process, or if you just want to chat. Like I said, if you did like this video, please give it a like and please subscribe for more content like this. And until next time guys, I will see you later.